We are now in day 2 of Amazon's annual Prime Day event, with investors looking for the shopping holiday to boost the company's retail sales in Q3. But shopping this year has been considered a little more muted. Let's bring in Yahoo Finance reporter Ali Garfinkel here to explain why. Ali, we were talking about this yesterday. There's a bit of weakness coming through on Amazon's e-commerce side. I mean, that's sort of been the challenge for the company. But overall, what are we seeing so far?
You're totally right, Akiko. We definitely have been seeing some weakness coming through, and there's kind of a pullback right now. This is what I've been saying is that it's kind of a new era for Amazon Prime Day, and the pullback sort of is, like many other things right now, a macroeconomic story. We have inflation that's cooling consumer spending, and the last couple years of supply chain crises have actually meant that sellers have less excess inventory than they're used to. Prime Day, historically, something that, particularly in consumer electronics, the merchants would use to remove excess inventory, but they don't have that anymore. So that's kind of what's behind the pullback. So the competitive landscape for Prime Day is shifting. We're also seeing less from Walmart, for example. The other thing that's probably notable, too, is the stakes for this Prime Day may be a little lower because now there's more than one Prime Day event. We're also going to see Prime Fall. So a lot of things have shifted, but the key thing right now is that macroeconomically, that's what's causing the pullback.
Ali, it's Brian here. It's not just Prime Day or Prime subscribers that are really paying attention to this. Investors are also paying attention to this as well. Amazon has had a rough 2022 as far as the stock price goes. What are those investors and analysts looking for from this Prime Day to give us a little bit of a preview of what their next earnings could look like?
So I think there are a couple of things, Brian. I think the first one is Prime Day still appealing and important to people who are Prime members? It's important to remember that since day one, since 2015, Prime Day has been a key event for Prime members specifically. Yes, everybody looks at Prime deals, but Prime members are Amazon's audience. So I think investors will be looking for that. And to be fair, early data coming out of Prime Day suggests, yes, 9 out of 10 Prime Day shoppers are actually Amazon Prime members. So I think they'll be looking for that. I think they'll also just be looking for sheer volume, right? How well does Prime Day perform in such a difficult macroeconomic environment? Remember, Prime Day, again, has only been around since 2015. So on some level, even though we think of it as this really institutionalized event, it's actually pretty new. So I think this will be a big test for Prime Day in that sense as well.
Well, and Ali, to that first point you made, at the end of the day, it's not about the sales per se, but it's about how many people you can lock in with the Prime membership, right, for the full year. What do past Prime Days suggest in terms of how big of a bump they're likely to get?
I would say I don't know if we can use past Prime Day data to look at this one just yet, especially because the macroeconomic circumstances are so different, Akiko. That said, we should actually expect to see more Amazon consumers buying into the Amazon ecosystem. I have an expert who was actually saying that they're looking to compete with Apple in terms of setting up an ecosystem. For instance, the Echo Dot, Alexa, all of those are some of the key Prime Day deals. And that's not an accident. Remember, Prime Day is about getting those Prime members happy, getting them to buy into the ecosystem. And I think that's one of the really key things to remember about where this is all headed and what investors will be looking for and what the future of the company looks like.
Yeah, I did peruse the site yesterday, but I didn't buy anything in my part to try to slow inflation. So I don't know if you bought anything, Ali, but
I'm slowing inflation too. It's going to be great.
There we go. Look at the two of us. Ali Garfinkel, thanks so much. Appreciate it.